Assalamu alaikum students. I hope that you are doing well and enjoying your eLessons as well as Zoom classes and doing your assignments with responsibility. Now let's move towards our next assignment.
Okay students, welcome back to part 2 of continuous tenses like active passive voice. So as you've already been told that we use verb plus ing form in continuous tenses, the main verb, and with the main verb we use ing, and that makes the present continuous, past continuous or future continuous tense. So we are going to be discussing about active and passive voice. So let's begin. So in past continuous tense, the helping verbs that we use are was and were according to the subject, being plus verb third form. So we all know that the helping verb that we use in past continuous tenses was and were, and in passive voice we use being plus third form of verb. We already have discussed that we always use the main verb's third form in passive statements. Now let's move towards our positive or affirmative sentences. So the sentence formula for positive sentences in active voices voice, the sentence formula would be subject plus was were plus verb ing plus object. Now let's have an example of it. So the example is he was playing cricket. We use was because of the singular subject. Alright, so was and were are going to be used accordingly. So in passive voice, subject plus was and were plus being plus verb third form plus by and plus object. We changed it into passive voice, and this sentence was in active voice, and then when we changed it into passive voice, then it is like cricket was being played by him. Alright, as we said, as we use being in place of the ing verb, alright, and we use the third form of verb with the main verb, and we use the word by, and then we wrote him. I hope that you have understood it. Now let's move towards the negative sentence. So in negative sentences, the sentence formula is subject plus was were plus not. So in negative statements, we add word not plus being plus verb third form plus by and then plus object. Now let's have an example. Alright, so for negative sentences, if we will look at the formula for active voice sentences, subject plus was or were plus not plus verb third form and object. So its example is they were not eating dinner. Alright, and when we have to convert it into passive voice, the formula is going to be as subject plus was and were plus not plus being plus verb third form plus by plus object. Alright, so how it is going to be, let's see. So here in passive sentence, when we convert this sentence into passive from active, it changes like dinner was not being eaten by them. So I hope that you have understood the positive or affirmative sentences, how they are in active voice, and when we change them into passive, then how they are going to be, and then about the negative sentences, that how they are going to be when we will be putting them into active sentences and when we will change them into passive sentences. Okay, now let's move towards the interrogative sentences. Okay, so in interrogative sentences, the active sentence formula would be was and were plus subject plus verb ing plus object. Let's have an example. So look at the sentence. Were they reading books? Were they reading books? Question mark. So this is how the active sentence would be. And now when we will change it into passive voice, the formula is going to be was, were plus subject plus being plus verb third form plus by plus object and then question mark. Now let's have a sentence over here. So it would be as were the books being read by them question mark. So the helping verb comes at the beginning of the sentence as it is a question sentence, and then we add the object as subject and the being is used, and then the third form of the verb, the word by, and then the object which was the subject in active sentence is the object in passive sentence. So there is another thing in interrogative sentences, the question sentences, we have some question words as well. So when we have the question word why or some other question words, so it always comes at the beginning of the sentence. When the active sentence is there, the sentence formula is going to be like why plus was or were plus subject plus verb ing and plus object, and in the end the question mark. So since it is the past continuous tense, that is why we are using was and were. You know that, right? So how the sentence is going to be, if the question the sentence is going to be why was he ringing the bell. So when we will be changing it into passive voice, the sentence goes like why was the bell being rung by him question mark. So this is how we change the sentences from active to passive in interrogative sentences, and this is how the positive or affirmative, negative, interrogative sentences are going to be changed from active to passive in past continuous tense. So I hope everything is clear on you now, that you have understood it very clearly and nicely. Now we'll see you inshallah into next video where we'll be explaining future continuous tense. Take care. Allah Hafiz.
Now I am sure that from your assignment you will be able to do the exercise by yourself very easily.